talking about?
It's like people have those motivational posters up.
What are you drinking? Coffee and...
All right. Hey, Chris, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Good, good. So this is your first time coming on a podcast, right?
It is, yes.
Do you have any anticipation, any questions about what you want to go over as far as, maybe concerns, nervousness?
Definitely nervous. Never been on camera before, so first time for that. No questions. We'll just see how it goes, and I think we'll have a good time.
And you're from America West, right? You're a real estate agent?
Yes, American West Pulte. Yep.
Pulte. Okay, cool, man.
Yes.
Let's go.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, man. What's going on, guys? This is Dan French, and I think we're starting off here. We have a sound issue here. Let me know if you guys can hear us out there. And so let's go ahead and try to get right into this here.
I think we're on.
We on? I think we're on, yeah.
We're not on until we hear the music.
Right. All right, so guys, this is the French Workbench podcast here on a Saturday. Thank you guys for tuning in. We got Chris O'Connor here. He's today from America West Pulte, and so we have a full schedule here on what we're going to talk about. Have a lot of good information. We're going to talk about what's happening with inflation, as we always do. We're going to talk about what's going on with mortgage payments, how they're increasing, and people are really feeling the squeeze right now on what's happening out there in the markets. We're going to talk with Brett here about what's going on with real estate. Shannon Miller with business consulting, and I just want to go over it to it.
Shannon's earphones.
Can you guys hear us out there?
What are they saying?
Just want to make sure you guys can hear us. Can you guys hear us out there? Give us the thumbs up if you guys can hear us.
Say, Brett, you're a rock star if you can hear us.
Oh, the views went down.
Oh, everybody logged off.
Yeah, because you can't hear nothing. I don't hear anybody.
Hello. So, Brett, what's going on, dude? Can you hear? Just go ahead and keep talking. I think everybody can.
Yeah, I can hear, man. So,
what's going on today, buddy?
Happy Saturday, everyone.
What do you got going on, buddy?
What's going on is later today I'm doing a little golfing, hitting a little 18, and after here I'm going to go show a few homes, and it is a busy, very trying real estate market, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get everybody into contract, so I've been plugging away at that this whole week.
All right, so we got Shannon Miller. What's going on, Shannon?
What's going on? I'm not sure if anybody can actually hear me because I can't hear anything. But I feel like it's so that I could take these off and just let my hair go wild.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. What are you looking at, Brett?
Music.
Okay, so go ahead. What were you saying, Shannon?
Okay, just to be clear, if you can hear me out there, poor Dan, I hit the kill switch this morning and it shut everything down. The monitors, everything. So this poor guy for the past 15 minutes has been trying, 20 minutes, trying to get it back online.
They can hear us.
And it may be because I hit the switch that I did not know was there. That's not fair.
That's okay, Shannon.
Are
it's
you sure?
Okay. Yeah,
I
we'll get
want to
through
like
it.
do breath work with you right now.
No,
Maybe
we're good.
Tapping.
No, we're good.
We'll survive.
We'll survive it.
Dan's used to working with difficulties. He works with me every day.
And as you guys know, Chris O'Connor, he's from America West. He's here. What's going on today, Chris? How are you, sir?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Appreciate you coming on, man. So we got a lot of good information. We're going to talk to Chris about what America West has to offer, and really go through the whole process of people buying into a home like today, right? What are the challenges? Some of the things that they have to look for. Why somebody would want to come in with a realtor? I think that's a big topic. And America West is also, they're combined with Pulte Homes. We'll talk about that here in a second. So how's your Saturday going?
It's going good. Started off work early at 7 o'clock this morning, so it's been nonstop.
It's been nonstop.
So do you wake up pretty much every morning and you've got just a litany of emails and text and everything from buyers to agents to management? I mean, you deal with everyone.
We do. It is nonstop. We have lists of people waiting to buy homes and constantly getting yelled at for not
What's-
getting
Oh, I
it.
bet.
What's
I
the
bet.
average number of people that are on your waiting list?
Average right
question.
now is a little lower than normal because we just sold out. So everybody kind of ran away from me. But with all the new communities opening up, we've typically got anywhere from 30 to 80 people
On per home?
per community.
Community.
Yes.
That's insane. Why did they run away from you, by the way? I need to know.
Because they
Ran
think
away?
their community's done. So we have
Oh,
a
got
few
it.
people willing to wait because we have to build. But those that want something right away, they're like, well, I'll go find something.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Got
that's ready
it.
for
Got
me.
it. That's a lot.
All right, guys. So you guys know that this is the most real behind-the-scenes information regarding financing, real estate, money talk, entrepreneurs going on here in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Dan French, streaming live from Las Vegas. Thank you all for tuning in. We have quite a few people on that's ready to go. So let's get right into it. If you guys have any questions, right? If you have anything to say to Chris over here and talk about what's going on with the new home sector, and just, we like to bring people on, right, that will actually give value. I think going new homes, a lot of people want to know what's going on with new homes because that's really where people are going towards. There's not a lot of homes on the market. And so Brett knows it. You know it. I mean, everybody knows it. So, Chris, let's talk to you a little bit about what your situation is with America West. So you guys, how many places right now or how many spots are you guys building or currently building? I would say currently going to build or building. Like, what are the hot spots?
It's a lot. We're across the whole valley. We're all the way up to Mesquite as well because
Wow,
Pulte
really?
owns Del Webb as
Wow.
well.
Okay.
So Pulte, Del Webb, American West. American West is more entry-level, lower target consumer groups. Pulte is the move-up family, doctors, lawyers, the higher end. And then Del Webb is 55 and older. And we cover the entire valley. We've got over 25 communities open right now. And we've bringing a lot more online. We opened up 5 in the last 5 months, and we're opening up another 6, I believe, for the rest of the year.
And
Wow,
what's
good.
kind of unique about you guys is you guys do 3 stories.
We do.
And not a lot of builders do 3 stories at all. So that, and you have that rooftop deck.
Correct.
Why is that?
American West, before Pulte purchased American West in 2019, they had kind of started the 3-story thing since 1984.
Really?
So
They're the
it's a
ones
local
kind of the first
company.
out of the gate with that, huh?
Yes. And with everything that Pulte saw with American West, as well as the land that they hold, it was a great opportunity for them. And American West had a lot of land, so I think it was a good opportunity for Pulte, and they've kind of taken that and run with it. So we're continuing the 3-story product. They've always done well with single-story and 2-story product, and we're actually adding multifamily in Summerlin as well.
Really? Okay. I have a lot of buyers who specifically ask, why don't other builders have the 3-story? Because they like the 3-story. They prefer the 3-story. I mean, obviously they're not like 80 years old. They're
Right.
Well,
or
what's-
something like that. But the younger,
What's the selling point for a 3-story over a 2-story?
It gives you a multi-gen inside the home. It also gives you that space downstairs for like a game room inside a home.
Oh,
We have a
I
lot
could
of-
stash my kids down there?
You could.
Oh, yes.
And
Okay.
then
Okay.
your master would be upstairs on the 3rd floor, so you wouldn't
Oh,
be able
that's
to hear them.
So you're getting.
Beautiful. I didn't
you're-
think about that.
You're getting cheaper per square foot than you are because
Yes.
the way that appraisers look at it is when you build out, you're taking up land. Land costs
You're building
value.
up.
When you're building to the sky, that doesn't really cost anything.
Good to know.
Yep.
I like that
So,
option.
you get
2
those
separate
buyers
homes,
coming from-
essentially.
Exactly. You have 2-story homes in one.
Yeah.
And you got those buyers from the Midwest or the Northeast that are used to having basements. This is an elevated
Oh
basement.
yeah. The basement.
So let's talk a little bit about what's happening with just what builders are offering. That there's a lot of things when I go to builders, right? It's like the backsplash used to be an upgrade. What are the things that now customarily come with homes typically for new homes that maybe didn't in the past?
Right. And everybody's different. Every builder is completely different.
Let's say for you guys.
That's a very loaded question.
We like those.
We include a lot of stuff.
I'm putting you on the spot here.
They do.
I need to know.
American West is one of the best as far as you get what you see when you walk in the door.
Yes, we do pride ourselves on being the lowest price per square foot. Pulte has maintained that value that we offer. We include a lot of things that a lot of people would come in. American West was really good about taking the reviews from people saying, hey, we wish we had this, we wish we had that, and saying, okay, well, let's just make that a part of the home. So your spa-size showers, you got your tankless water heaters.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we do as far as efficiency Pulte has kind of taken what American West did and expanded on that, because being at the number 3 builder in the nation, they have a lot of eyes, and they love having quality in their homes.
Wow, they're number 3 in the nation.
Number 3 in the nation.
Nice.
Pulte?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
They don't mess around, dude.
So lot premiums, right? So people are always like, well, what's a lot premium? Why do you need it? And just kind of delve into that. Why does somebody, or why are builders really kind of...
Because us as realtors, all the time, we have people,
All the time.
they're like, well, they said base price was $550. And I'm like, but then they have the lot. So, yeah, go over that, because people don't understand.
Right. The high-level picture of that is the land costs money, the builders pay money for that land, and then you sell it at a cost to recoup some of that cost that you're spending on that land. You own the land we build on. Some builders, you would buy a house, and if it's included in that price, you might not own the land that your home is sitting on.
Oh,
But
interesting. I didn't know
In the case
that.
of the builders here, you own the land that you build your house on. So.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about upgrades. Like, what is the base price, and let's compare that with upgrades. A lot of people don't understand when they get into a new home, it says from the low 500s or whatever it is. Why are upgrades, and what are they typically?
Yeah, so they like to make the home livable from the get-go. The base house price could be something you could move into and not have to do anything to it. It comes with flooring. It's going to come with appliances in most cases. And the upgrades would be something that would be a personal taste item, because not everybody loves white cabinets. Not everybody wants quartz kitchen countertops. They
So
like
an upgraded, maple cabinet of a different style, but it's upgraded, but because they don't like what comes with the standard.
Right.
Or flooring or
Yes.
something. Yeah.
What's the average cost difference? Say somebody, well, no, let's just say what you're seeing with buyers right now. What's the average additional cost for upgrades?
Yeah, on the American West side, we're anywhere from 7 to 12% typically. On the Pulte side, it might be a little bit more. On the Del Webb side, it'd probably be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But some of those guys that are retired like to spend money too, and so
right, and that's what people don't understand is same thing. If I have buyers who are looking for specifically 55 and older, I'm like, you're going to be paying more per square foot. Well, why? I said because people moving in 55 and older, they've spent their money, they've raised their kids, like they no longer need to scrimp and save. And I'm not saying they're still not going to be frugal, but this is my last home. Yeah. I'm willing to spend to get what I want for the first time in my life.
Yeah, but is it really that much more expensive as far as, I don't know, do you guys sell 55 plus homes? You do, right?
We do. Yeah.
Yeah. So is there really more, is it more expensive for those homes?
Not necessarily. There are mostly
they're willing to get more
stories.
upgrades.
A lot of the time they're single stories, so there's more land involved with that. And you also have, it's an active adult community. So you have a huge clubhouse, super nice pool.
Yep.
You've got activities, you've got bocce ball.
A lot of times golf courses.
It's clean,
Yes.
it's safe. Yep.
So there's a lot more that comes with it. So you are paying a little bit more for that lifestyle.
So did you grow up in Las Vegas?
I did not. I'm from Washington State originally.
Okay.
That's right. Where are you from in Washington?
About 40 miles south of Canada. Not quite close enough to say A, but
But you got the first part of it, right?
Yeah. So we always say Seattle because everybody knows Seattle, but
Seattle,
we're actually
okay.
about an hour and a half north of there.
What's the town?
Cedro Woolley is the name of
Okay.
the town I'm from.
Cedro Woolley.
Yes.
Oh.
How big is that?
When I was there, it was 6,000 people. I think they're up to about 10,000 now.
Oh my gosh.
They're moving up.
When did you come to Vegas? How long have you been here?
Well, I left that area because of the Marines, and then I ended up in Vegas through golf, actually. I wasn't even in real estate because I was in San Diego for
Golf. That's right. You're a golfer.
I am. I used to be on staff with Callaway. I used to do lessons, fittings, you name it.
We need to talk because I'm going golfing later today.
Okay.
And dude, I suck. So
Listen,
I will pay you.
Brett's in the business of gambling with people to go golf and lose money, so you definitely want to go.
It's a
I just want to
win-win.
get better, man.
It's a win-win.
Well, you ain't gonna get better.
Dude, I go out, I hit it perfectly straight, or it's like in the
No,
other.
you know
other
he
green,
does
you
charge per hour, just so you know.
That's fine.
It's a side hustle.
It's money well spent.
So you seen the transition here in Las Vegas of just prices going up, builders, maybe because how long you been here? You said
I've been in Vegas since 2011.
2011. So you really didn't see that crash or the recession that we had in 2005. No,
I didn't know anything about it honestly because I was in the Marine Corps and everything was kind of covered for me. And I had free rent because they give you housing, and then I was in the military in Iraq, and so I didn't have to deal with any of that stuff.
I mean, so you see that prices have gone up significantly since 2010. You know, do you feel like that this is an unhealthy market or a healthy market?
I think we're in the middle, honestly. I think we are in a
That's
good
a good answer.
opportunity, because with the prices being a little higher, but the rates still being fairly low, we're still getting good value on the homes as far as your monthly payment goes. But once we see the rates start going up, that's going to affect your payment a lot more than a price of a home.
Right.
So if we stabilize in pricing, but then the rates continue to rise, anybody buying now is still going to have a lot better payment than they would in the future.
How many of your buyers, percentage-wise, and I know you can only speak for your community, but you've been there, what, a couple years now in that community?
American West, at this specific community, I've been back and forth. I'm actually one of the sales trainers for the company, so I move around a little bit.
Okay, so let's just say, in like the last specific year and a half, how many of the buyers are coming in from out of state that are coming in with 50% down, just cash, or just are like, hey man, this is a great deal?
We have probably around a little over 50%, I would assume, is from out of state. We're seeing a lot of people from California and Hawaii. That's our major influx.
Yeah.
And then we're getting a lot of Northeastern, Chicago, even further to like Boston and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Just
I
people
got
tired
a
of
lot
the
in New
snow.
York.
Okay, yeah. People are tired of the cold and they want to come and experience
Or they're tired of the way their city runs
Do you know
things.
anything about the cold?
I do. I do.
Yeah. So
Well, if he's right by
terrible.
Canada, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
yeah, Canada gets really cold. So somebody walks in. Let's talk about this. Somebody walks in and they just don't know anything about trying to get in and buying a house. What are some of the challenges that people face when they first come to a builder like yourself? I mean, is it like, hey, where's there a waiting list, or how do you get on the list, or what is all that? Can you explain what somebody would go through on this?
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, one of our biggest visions is to have an amazing customer experience. And when I met you guys, you obviously felt that.
Yeah,
regardless of
I
whether
can
it's a
personally
realtor-
say I just closed a deal with Chris on Wednesday, and we've been working together for like the last 13 or 14 months.
Yep.
He's exceptional as a job. I can tell you firsthand. Chris is very, very good at what he does.
Yes.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. So
That was just a quick promo.
Yeah,
promo for
we
you.
appreciate
So,
that.
Just
hey,
shooting his
bring
horn.
it, baby.
I hate a lot of new home builders, so I give them props to the ones that
Would you do that because you closed, or would you do it in general?
he
Brett?
was just easy to work. He was just easy to work with, and he kept on top of everything. Man.
Brett, hate is a really strong word. Okay.
Brett's like, we just closed. He's the best in the business.
Sorry, less love.
So go back. What were you saying?
Sorry.
yeah, so from the moment they step in the door, I dress with a tie every day. You'll never see me without a tie on. One, it's comfort. Another one, you want to look good when somebody walks in the door. So if somebody walked in and they saw a slob and they weren't dressed well, then they're like, well, he probably doesn't know what he's doing. So that's part of it, presentation, and then walking them through the process, explaining everything to them, making sure that there's no boxes unchecked, and that they are going to have that person there that they can go to if they have any questions. So I think just making the process easy for them by laying it all out there and saying, okay, this is what it's going to be like, and try to give them every detail possible so that they don't have any questions.
How long typically are people waiting on a new build with you guys right now?
For construction or to get in?
All of it. If you put it all together, on average, how long does that take?
Every community is a little different. Right now, we're anywhere from 9 to 12 months.
Okay.
I mean, I think that's not bad though. There's
For a
a
new
lot
build?
of
No.
Well, okay, so if you're going to say I'm going to make it on time, right, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to say, you know what, even if it takes 9 months, at least, and you're on time. If it's 9 months, it's 9 months. What I'm starting to see is a lot of people are not 9 months. It's more like, hey, we're doing it in 9 months. and then you
Nobody's
got
in 9 months,
11
man.
or 12. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's not saying that they are. What I'm saying is back up your word, right? And I'm not saying builders can do that, but I think if you can somewhat back up what you're doing or set the proper expectation, I think that's when it comes in, and that's when it's like, okay, nobody's unhappy. There's deals right now. I got to get it. Lock extensions. There's still things that's not in the properties. We're 2-3 months sometimes behind. Things aren't coming in. Are you guys having the same issues with that?
I think across the board, everybody's having that problem. One thing that Pulte does really well is they're very forward thinking. So Pulte actually is renting a 25,000 square foot warehouse, and they're stocking up on supplies that they know they're having issues getting. So that way that they don't run into those issues moving forward.
Are you guys with any of the remaining communities that you have left to sell that are halfway through, 3/4 through? Are you guys doing any pre-selections?
We're doing a lot of those.
I noticed other builders have too.
Yes, going through the permit process and getting homes started.
Explain what the difference of what that is.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so a lot of times the builders, there's people coming in, they want something right away, especially now with rates going up. So the builders are starting a lot of homes so that we have product in process so that we can get somebody locked in and hopefully get their interest rate locked as soon as possible. But we do have people, kind of patting themselves and doing a 240-day lock on a loan so that they can make sure that they're going to get what they're.
So they're starting to come in ahead of time versus before it was primarily build from the dirt up.
Right.
And now they're starting to just go ahead and build certain models and certain selections.
Yep.
And those are usually based off of previous buyers and what you guys have seen that's popular in that community. And then they just say for these next 10 homes, we're just going to get them started and we're going to start pre-selecting everything. And the earlier you get in to buy it, you will still have some say in what you get. But we got to get going because of the supply issues. We don't want to get capped on that again.
Yep. And we're choosing options that are in trend right now. So we're not choosing brandy cabinets for the most part because it's more traditional stuff.
Yep.
So it's few and far between.
You know what's selling.
Yep.
All right, so I want to say this. So of all the homes, right? Do you have a next gen home? Correct.
We
you
have
got next gen.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
yep.
The older, the 55 plus community, 3-story. I know there's a variety, right? What is your best selling product right now?
Best selling product is going to be in that 3,000 to 4,000 square foot range. It's kind of the sweet spot as far as price and size goes because you can fit smaller families, you can fit larger families because you can go anywhere from 3 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms. And a lot of times you can have dual masters. So if you have parents living with you, then you've got that giant suite.
What community? Yours?
The one I'm coming up on next, yes, Quinn Canyon. It's on the corner of Decatur and Pyle, close to Southern Highlands.
Nice. Okay.
And
In the Southwest.
We've got 2 and 3 stories, and we're adding a new
Cool.
plan as well, which is a 2-story with a bedroom down, which we didn't have previously.
Yeah.
That size.
Yeah.
So.
And then for the community you have right now, you're going to be putting that up in Summerlin as well, right?
So the community I was at where we had Joe,
Yep.
we sold out of that in December. So I actually moved to Bridgewater.
Okay, you're in Bridgewater.
Close to
Okay.
Southern
Yep,
Highlands,
yep.
And I just sold out of that one as well. So
Bridgewater's done.
We are moving the rooftop deck product 3 stories into Summerlin off of Lake Mead in the 215. The models are currently being built, and the views from up there are
right.
absolutely
No, they're
amazing.
beautiful up there.
And to give you an example of why you should also get in first when a new community opens up, why you should get in the first phase is because the property we just closed on that you guys built, he got in a contract with the lot premium and the upgrades and everything a year ago was $538,000.
Right.
And you said you just sold basically that exact same model unit last week for how much?
632.
Dang.
Wow.
So while he
Get
waited
it.
for his house to be built, he's got $100,000 in equity.
Yep.
That's why
Hasn't
you get in
even
first
stepped
in
foot.
in a community. So they're going to be building that exact same model with the rooftop deck in a couple months in Summerlin. And yeah, those views are going to be spectacular.
They're going to
Yes.
be beautiful.
Yeah, it's up on that hill, so.
What are
Well,
those going to be
you-
starting at? Sorry.
We don't have pricing yet, but most likely it's going to be somewhere in the mid to high 6s on the base prices.
Okay. So with lot premiums, low 7s.
Right. Not too bad.
Not bad at all,
Slip
right?
that in there. Make sure.
Considering, absolutely.
So let's say about with the rates going up, we know that prices are going up. Are you seeing it's harder to have people, especially Las Vegans, right? We all talk about Las Vegans are having an issue trying to buy a house. Are you seeing anybody come that's locally buying a new home?
We are getting quite a few locals.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of people that have made a lot of money on their homes over the last few years, and so they're selling, and then they're putting the money into a new home and moving up and getting the bigger home that they wanted, 3-4 years ago. I have multiple clients that I sold to since I've been here for 8 years. More than I can count on 2 hands that have come back to me and bought a bigger home.
Yeah.
I see some people where they wait for their house to be built and then they don't even move in. They just put it on the market.
That has happened.
Well, and that's something we've
capital
talked
gains.
Take my
about
money.
this. We've talked about this issue and what that looks like for people.
Yeah.
And if you're living here, you could sell, take your equity, but then where are you going to go?
Yep.
But
Yeah.
if you're looking for a bigger house,
I
a
mean,
nicer
think
island,
about it. It could
I
be
like the
actually be
new
a whole
fresh-
investment strategy.
Yeah.
Which is get in
You
two or
just
three
keep going.
new home contracts and wait for the year and then collect.
Sell it.
Well, I think,
That's the new
people
flipping.
are doing that.
Yeah, literally
You know what?
flipping.
People are
Flipping,
planting their
not
money
doing
in
it.
these new homes. I mean, they're getting appreciation. We talked about people I work with. They had $100,000 plus.
Yeah.
And it took 12 months to build a home, but it's a very luxurious style home, very nice home. But you guys, so going back to it, you have Las Vegans coming in and they're actually going in and buying these properties. I think a lot of people struggle with the interest rates.
Right.
And we talked about how the interest rates are going up. are a lot of people electing to try to lock in a rate on an extended lock because they know that rates are just going crazy right now. We lost 60 basis points yesterday in pricing, which is not good for rates.
Yep.
I mean, are you seeing people just, hey, I need to get in quick? I mean, that just even puts it more severe for people to get in, right?
Yeah, so we are seeing a lot more people lock their rates. We have quite a few homes within that 90 to 120 day mark, so it's not too bad for them. And we have a lot of programs as well because Pulte Mortgage is our lender. They're offering closing cost incentives and offering help for doing those locks. So sometimes, if the free lock is 30 days, they'll offer you a 60-day lock for free or something.
What is those incentives that they're offering at the builder right now?
Every community is a little different, but if I had to average it, it'd probably be 2% of the base price towards your closing costs. So it's covering most of what you're going to have to pay. Some places on homes that are already started will give you 3% of the base price, but I would say most of the time it's 2%.
So let's talk also about when people go in and they're on a waiting list, right? Is it first come, first serve, or is it you have to be on a waiting list?
Right now, you have to be on a waiting list.
Okay.
We haven't had any product available where you could come in and buy probably in a few months.
Wow.
So on that waiting list, is it just start with number one and keep on calling and go all the way down until someone says yes?
So there's two different processes. Sometimes, yes, it's that process. The other one is the easy offer process, which is kind of more what you guys are familiar with, make an offer on the property. So the builder would send a link to anybody interested. They would go on the website and actually make an offer on the home, and then the management would kind of review the offers and say, okay, this is the best package deal. They're putting down this much, all this kind of stuff, and then they would determine who gets it.
So the reason why we're asking this is because every builder's different,
right?
So especially right now with the way they're doing things. Yeah, so it's important to know.
We're doing offer processes or first come first serve. We're not doing lottery. I know some.
Good for you, man. Because
dude, likes that.
Buddha, dude, all that does is put disdain in people.
Yeah.
And they remember that shit.
Yep.
So why do a lottery? I mean, if it's such a not, it's not a good way to do it. It sounds like, or it's not the best way to do it. Why do a lottery?
Yeah, lottery is kind of just a random pick. So somebody who just walked in the door could get it, which makes sense in the fact that it's fair for everybody. It doesn't matter how long you've been waiting. But we see if somebody has shown interest and wants to buy something and they're sticking around and they want to buy it, we want to give them first shot because they've been waiting for so long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with
Plus,
that.
they're going to be.
I don't like the lottery.
Sorry. Yeah.
I don't like it. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's just a stupid idea.
Yeah. Right. So let's talk also about like with the whole process of builders going in and building a property. So you guys said it takes you 12 months now?
9 to 12. It depends on the community. So we have some smaller single stories that are a little less than that too. It just depends on what product you're looking at.
So as you guys are like building, does the land cost for every time you go and find another piece of land or get started? Is it just keeps increasing as well? Like it's so you guys don't see any breaks or any slowdown of any of this, right?
Where do you think your lot premium comes into play?
Right, exactly. That's where I'm headed. So that's what it's about, right? I mean, that's where the lot premium and what you guys are adjusting for as well.
Yeah, so it really depends on when the land was purchased. Of course, we have over 6,000 lots already, so it's quite.
You guys have a lot of land that you've owned for years, though, right?
Yes, we got a lot of land from American West, and we also have continued to purchase land. Our division doubled overnight when they acquired American West. So we went from anywhere from 600 to 700 sales a year, closings, I should say, to last year we were almost 1,300. And we're planning on hitting about 1,600 this year. So
wow.
So
we need the padding for land so that we have future growth, and we've got a lot of land.
They do. I mean, you guys own land that probably won't even be developed for 10, 15 years.
Yep.
They just sit on it.
Yep.
So you guys are with Pulte? Is that you guys are joint?
Pulte is the parent company.
Pulte when did that happen?
Yep. Officially April of 2019.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And so you guys did you guys grandfather in things because you were with America West first or Pulte first?
I was on the American West side first.
Okay.
It's kind of a mixture. So we still do things American West way, and there's a lot of things that we do the Pulte way because with a private builder, there's a lot of things that you could do differently that you can't do as a public company.
Gotcha.
And so we changed a lot of stuff for the better. I mean, construction quality is above and beyond better because Pulte has a complete engineering team, and they also,
I gotcha.
with all their plans, they actually have homeowners and people in the community walk through them in the design phase and say, okay, what works for you guys?
So their whole system they had in place was a lot more tried and tested and thorough, and so that comes into play is making you better, but then they still allowed you guys to kind of keep what you did and your identity with that, correct?
Yes, and for the most part, it's the floor plans. So American West, their architect was from England, and he had a very different vision. Larry Canarelli did a very good job working with him to make the homes function well for families and make sure that the communities don't look cookie cutter. and Pulte did kind of the
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah,
So
agreed.
They fit well together in that sense.
So going back to what somebody would typically look into buying a home, a brand new home, would they have a HOA payment? They have sometimes an additional HOA or maybe a Sid and Fid or Sid Fid.
Sid and Lid.
Sid and Fidley.
Fid.
Sid and Fed? Well, those are your friends.
Sid and Fidley.
Trust me, they'll come up with that
Sid-
sooner or later
Sid-
too.
Sid and Fid.
Sid, Lid, and Fid. Say that 3 times.
Sid and Lid fee. Right. What would that be? I mean, as far as
On average.
On average, yeah. Like, is there communities? Like, I mean,
It's definitely community dependent and location dependent. So a lot of builders build in, let's say, Mountain's Edge or Inspirata. You're going to have SIDs and lids and a master plan fee because you've got so many people together. You've got community pools. You've got big parks. You've got everything kind of together. With the American West land, we never had the SIDs and lids. He bought a lot of this stuff in the 90s, and it's all paid off already.
Wow.
And so you're going to come in, and we only have a $50 HOA. That's it.
So he bought a lot of it in the 90s, the land?
He was very forward thinking. He bought this land when everybody's like,
Yeah.
that is so far away. Why would you even consider
Well,
buying
that's like
it?"
Howard Hughes Corporation.
Yep.
To have that land in the
Absolutely.
50s?
Absolutely.
You know how far away that was from?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing because with people buying homes, they look at the situation now. They don't have to pay those premiums because the land was already purchased, right?
Absolutely, and that's a big thing that some people don't think about
good
is
point,
HOA
yeah.
costs, because you could find a home, and typically on average, with the rates where they are right now, we're probably looking at about $50 a month for every 10,000. And if you have an HOA of $200 a month, think about how much of a home you could have bought.
Well, that's why I say
2
to
miles down
people
the
too,
road.
and they're like, let's go to condos or townhouses because they're cheaper. I'm like, but you're paying $150, $200 for an HOA, so why
Yeah.
don't you just add that onto a house payment, man?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but but unless you're in the industry, you don't think about those
Yeah,
things
yeah, I know.
you just don't understand what that $200 a month, what that equates to. in
Well, they
purchasing
understand
a
once they
home.
tell them. They're like, oh, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
but that's where
Yeah.
you guys come in. You have to tell us.
Yeah, shut
we
'em
just
down.
don't know.
That's right.
You don't know what you don't know.
Shut them down.
Well, I think too, it's like one of those things where you don't always add it into the payment. It's like always like, oh, well, what's my payment? And I'm like, well, it's this, but you also have to add in the
But here's what your
HOA,
real payment is,
SID
yeah.
and lid. You have to add in if there's a master plan community. Do you guys have that, by the way, a master plan community fee?
We do not.
Nothing.
No.
So
You will in Summerlin.
Summerlin will probably have SIDs and lids.
You'll have to.
It's going to be part of Red Point, I believe.
Yeah,
it's called.
Red Point.
Yep.
Yep. Awesome area.
All right, so do you guys, let me ask this question. So do you guys on your upgrades, things like that, do you guys tell the client up front that this is your base? I mean, obviously you should, right? And then give them the options about what is included in the upgrades?
Absolutely. Yeah. So looking forward to Quinn Canyon, which is our newest spot. It's actually opening up a week from today. Is our grand opening. It's on that corner of Decatur and Pyle. We have a full included features list that we give people. And so up front, we're going to say, okay, here's your base prices. If somebody shows interest, we're going to say, okay, here's our lot map and what the premiums are going to be on average.
So the models will be open next week?
The model's grand opening April 2nd.
Wow.
Guess where we're going, Dan, to film.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You'll
gonna
be
be-
seeing us,
Chris
Chris.
is going to give us that VIP treatment.
Chris is going to see us.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, mind if I pop in here?
My fingers are bleeding from all the brochures.
I bet, man. Or lank.
Yeah.
So what separates you, because we got to keep moving here, and we got a lot of other things to talk about, but what separates you think from America West and Pulte? What separates you from other builders? What's the staple of why you guys are different?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is going to be that quality of construction and the customer service that we offer. American West and Pulte have always been customer friendly as far as making sure that you understand the process, making sure that you know you're going to get a quality home and that we're going to build it the right way the first time, so you don't have a lot of warranty issues. With that comes the product that we use. Pulte being the big company, they have a lot of things that are low VOC or no VOC, where you have other builders that use the black tar in their showers, which has really high VOCs, but people are like, well, it's a super fancy shower, it looks nice, but behind those walls, you don't realize you could be, getting asthma or something like that
Right.
from it.
Right.
So we use a lot of product, and if we can't get the product, then we're just going to not offer it because we don't want to offer something that's subpar.
So you guys, let's talk about what products you guys do have with warranty and also like appliances. What are your guys' appliances in your homes mostly?
Yep. So every community is a little different. On the higher end Pulte product, you're going to have GE. You're going to have offerings for upgraded. I never sold at a Pulte community, so whatever those stoves are with the red knobs are on them. I can't.
Oh, is it KitchenAid?
Well, KitchenAid is definitely something that we offer, but they have the higher end product, and then on the
Monogram?
West side,
Monogram.
I'm not familiar, but
So I know they have this. From my understanding, they have the stove
Wolf.
top on the top, and then you can get, that's an upgrade.
Yep.
And
So
also they have
on the American West product, we normally include all the appliances. So you've got your fridge, your dishwasher, your microwave, your stove. Moving into the new Quinn Canyon product, because of supply chain, we're not offering the refrigerators anymore just because it's so hard to get them in bulk. So we're going to offer the kitchen appliances minus the fridge. But a lot of times you have an option to at least upgrade to something nicer, because not everybody cares about their appliances, but some people really spend a lot of time in the kitchen and they want to make sure that they've got.
Well, some people, they just get wowed. They come into one of these properties, or some of the homes that are set up already, and they're just like the model homes. They're like, I just want it just like this.
Right.
Maybe a couple of things, but it's just sometimes it just sets. I had a guy, I was in there doing a video, and this guy comes in and he's like, oh wow, this is it. He's like seeing 11 of them. I'm just like listening and overhearing it, and he's with this other real estate agent, and it's like, I don't want anything different. I want it just like this.
Right.
How do we get it just like this? And I'm like, wow. So can the builder actually make it exactly the way it's set up?
Absolutely. And something new that we're bringing online that Pulte already does is QR codes in the models. So if you see a piece of furniture and you like it, you can actually scan it now.
Cool.
It's super cool. Like
That's
literally,
really
if you
cool.
want everything in here,
Like even the couches, the whatever,
everything.
the beds.
You can, you got
That's
the link
cool.
to everything.
That's really cool.
Yeah, they have designers. They spend a lot of money
Yep.
on making things look good. And that doesn't always mean it's going to cost a lot, because Pulte does show you options that you can do that's going to look nice, and they've got the wall art and the decoration. And if you have the ability to kind of put the wall art the same way, then it doesn't mean you have to spend $1 million to get a good house.
Do you think that there's any concern with these builders right now, especially Pulte or America West, where they feel that the demand is? We looked at last month at we dropped new home sales dropped 6.2%.
Yeah.
A lot of it's because of price increase. A lot of it is because of we looked at interest rates. They're shooting up. They're probably, I think they're over 5% right now. They got to be. And so that's going to be a problem for you guys moving forward. I think as far as getting people to buy homes. You think that's going to be an issue? Have they brought that to your attention?
Yeah, so a lot of the slowdown for the builders is actually a controlled slowdown. We don't want to over-promise and under-deliver. So if you're seeing numbers drop a little bit, it's because we're limited.
That's what I was going to say, man. It's not what it
We have that
like
list
it
of
appears.
people, but we can't sell to everybody that's on that list. I wish I could, obviously, but we can't do that because we can't get the supplies. We don't have enough workers to build the homes fast enough. So they're really trying to make sure that the quality is trumping how fast we can do it.
So what about the people that are on the list? Like, what is the percentage, and I don't want to put you on the spot, what is the percentage of people that actually don't get into a house, or they just lose faith altogether, and they're just like, I'm done? What is that percentage you think that goes on the list, and then they end up just saying, hey, I'm just done. I'm not going to do it. It's too long. I'm not getting what I need.
It's actually a lot less than you think, because there's quite a few people that are getting on multiple lists. So
that's exactly what they do.
If you just looked at the list itself and said, okay, out of the 50 people I have, I only sold to 25 of them. That's 50%. But in reality, more of those people actually walked away because they found something else or whatever.
Oh, so
it's
not that they didn't all
necessarily us
buy all together is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they bought. They get on multiple builders list, and then basically whoever
wait it
calls them
out.
first and they can get in first, they usually take.
Yep.
What about like looking at a client that's like, hey, I came in and there's nothing on the list that we can do. A lot of the properties, you don't have any more lots.
Right.
How does somebody go about working with somebody else with Pulte? Like, oh, do you have another spot open? When is the next I mean, you guys kind of transition that, right? Do they get put on a list somewhere else?
Yeah, so if they come in and I know I'm not going to have something for them, I'm not going to keep them waiting on a list for no reason. So I will offer another community, or at least send an email saying, hey, I'm out of product for this person. Do you have anything that fits these categories?
Yeah.
And try to get them somewhere else.
So I want to say this. I want to say thank you so much. We're going to keep, talk. You can keep, corresponding with us throughout the show. If you have any questions about anything we're talking about or anything you want to chime in on, definitely. But I want to say, Chris, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having
hopefully
me.
people are a little bit more interested. I know your time's valuable. And guys, Chris ran in here. I mean, he was literally in a meeting and he ran in here to give us that 45 minutes. Guys, go to America West. Look at Pulte. They got a great model. They have great models, great opportunity to buy a home. And yeah, go ahead.
Look,
Go
there
ahead.
it is. He's ready.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
close, but
It all starts
Look
here.
at
If you can
right?
scan
Get your phones out, people. Get your damn phones out.
Come
Right?
see us
Is
at
that
Quinn
Right now,
Canyon next
screenshot
Saturday.
it. Screenshot.
That's got to be the first time,
Dude, I love
that's
it,
happened,
man.
and that's unique. That's creative.
honestly.
Dude,
Chris?
metaverse. You could actually do that with your damn phone through the screen.
Oh
Just
my gosh,
saying.
this is how we
What's
just
the
went to
metaverse?
metaverse.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
So, all right. So listen, let's talk a little bit about what's happening. You could also talk a little bit with this, Chris. But we see that people are really struggling, and the squeeze is on for people. Rates shot up 60, went down 60 basis points, which has an inverse relationship. Mortgage rates went up. we're over 5% on a lot of these products now, and we're starting to see this. Inflation's there. You know, we see that rents are up 16%, right, year over year. 25% in mortgage payments. We're starting to see the squeeze on mortgage payments. So that means what you got in, let's say last year at this time, I think it was
you have 25% less purchasing power.
Basically. And so if you look at last year, it's $337 higher this year at this time, because of the higher increase in or the prices of homes, and also the increase in interest rates. Yeah. Now, from January to February, we're up $165.
Dang.
So this is
for
crazy.
The same mortgage?
For the mortgage payments. This is crazy because this is on average.
Jesus.
But where do people go, right? I mean, when is this going to stop? I know they say raising the Fed's fund rate is going to slow it down. We'll see, right? I mean, it's the short-term bomb, but we'll see. I don't know if it's going to have an impact, though, as much as people think. And, you know, you look at inflation, it's 7.9 CPI, Consumer Price Index. So, I mean, look, we all know that the squeeze is on. Chris, I'm going to ask you, do you feel that if rates keep going up at this pace, though, are people going to really retract from buying altogether? Do you feel that that's going to happen? Because we know California comes out here. We know that a lot of people from Canada buy cash. China buys cash. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that initially for some people it definitely will slow down their purchasing, but we're also seeing a lot of people kind of jumping in with family members now saying, okay, well, you know, we really need this house, because it's not necessarily we don't necessarily want to move, it's a we need to move, because anybody walking in our doors has a need and we want to fill that need. And whether it's a larger home or more space, or mom's moving in because somebody isn't in the home anymore, they're going to come together and buy even though the rates are higher. That way they can afford the home.
So what do you think about it? I mean, do you think it's going to be a problem here, or you think people are going to continue to buy, Brett?
I think they're going to keep on buying.
You don't think there's going to be any stopping of people? Look, dude, it's already dropped 6.2%.
So do you have any people that are still on your waiting list?
Yes, we do.
Hundreds?
Across the board, yes, absolutely.
Okay,
there's your answer, Dan.
Let me ask you this. Would they still buy if payments were $300 or $400 more? I don't know. Because it could.
There are people that will. There are people that will have to go from maybe a 3,000 square foot house to a 2,500 square foot house that works.
So your purchasing power is dropping as we see it.
Purchase power would drop, but that doesn't mean they're going to stop buying.
Right.
But I still think the demand is tenfold until that changes.
Yeah, no, they're going to keep purchasing, but
I'm not saying it's right.
Do I think it's going to be the same rate for, as it's been? No, of course. And I think it was Don that was here, and he said history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And of course, there's going to be fluctuations. We've seen the housing market insane in this town years and years ago. And then we had a massive crash. Now, I don't think we're going to have a massive crash, but I think there will be some corrections. It's going to slow down, but I think we're still going to continuously have people purchasing here. Vegas is an amazing place to buy. Yep. It's an amazing community.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be, there could be a slowdown though, guys. I mean, look, people have to make adjustments. If they keep raising the Fed's fund rate, what that does is that people's purchasing power drops, not buying a home, just every other things like, car loans, student loans, credit cards, things like that, and those costs go up.
I mean,
right? And you look at businesses; those cost employees.
I mean, I think long term, I 100% agree with you. Yeah. I guess I'm just talking about what I see short term, and that's just basing off the numbers that I see right now with the demand.
But long term, I mean, even yesterday, I literally, and I know this is going to seem, you talk about business owners. I went in to get my nails done. It's kind of a thing, okay? And they had a sign up.
They look so pretty.
I know, aren't they beautiful? No, but they had a sign up that they were raising every single thing, every service, $5. Yeah. Every single service. Well, that's because they're feeling what's going on. Yeah. I mean, shit, it cost me, I have a 4-door sedan, and it was like $5.59 a gallon the other day, and I drive a lot. That does actually play into my budget from a business perspective. And so I have to figure out, how am I going to change things? And the same is going to go for, okay, well, I can't get the $3,000 house unless I'm able to create more income to fill the gap. Otherwise, I'm going to have to buy smaller. But I still think people are going to continue to purchase.
We're going to keep moving. But I want to say this is that we hit 4.5. Now we're at 5. And I told everybody out there that let's wait and see what happens when the market hits 4.5%. Yeah. And we're going to see what's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We're in uncharted territory, so I'm not going to sit here and say I know the absolute answers to everything. I mean, the big picture is I think it's very much uncharted territory. 80% of all the money that we've printed as a country has been printed in the last 2 years.
I know.
So we got how can you not have some effect to that? I don't to what I don't know because I don't know how the Fed's going to curve it or not curve it.
Right.
I don't know how the world's going to. I mean,
my kids that
so
are
many
sitting in the
major
other room,
factors.
those kids that are sitting in the other room, they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
That's the thing
It's
about it.
insane.
Everybody got their free stimmy money, but guess what, man? Nothing in
Yeah.
life is free, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well,
You didn't
And you
get
know-
yours. I got mine.
Hey, I got my Obama bucks.
I didn't. I did not actually. I watched, especially with like SBA and all of that, giving money to these business owners that did not need it. They didn't need it. They were
Look,
flourishing.
Let's go back though.
No.
There's a lot of data out there that says that people didn't need it. There's a lot of people that did need it. You're always going to have the bad bunch. Right?
I'm
You're always gonna have the
not
bad
going to
apples.
question whether someone need it or not. That's hey, man, it
Some
doesn't
people
matter.
did.
You know.
Some people absolutely
Well,
did. But I think
yeah.
that we just went way too far. I mean, even down to the child tax credit. I was all of a sudden one day getting money. And I remember saying that's great and everything, but why I don't need it.
Right.
Give it to those that need it and then we have to stop doing this.
Well, I feel for people. Look, some people did need it, and if you needed it, good luck. I mean,
Yeah.
great. I'm
I'm-
glad you got
hopefully
it.
you got it.
I'm
Right.
just speaking about it from an observing point of view.
Right.
You know, like whether you need it or not, I'm not going to question any of that. I don't know what your life
There is
story
the
is, what your
long-term
needs. I'm
result.
just saying that regardless, when you have money that's given out like that, the way that life works in general is nothing in life
Right.
is free. It's
Right.
just, and I'm not questioning if you need it or not. It's just,
There's pros and cons. I get it.
You
So
know?
let's see what happens with the
Cause
markets.
and
Let's see what
effect.
happens with
it's gonna
builders.
get interesting.
It's going to get interesting.
It's going to get interesting.
I got
Yeah.
to keep moving. So we're going
100%.
to talk with Shannon here. Shannon,
Yeah.
so you have a lot of information that you want to bring about. What is your topic today?
So I want to talk about cycles. And I know I actually put a story up the other day. Was it yesterday, Brett?
what kind of
I go, not that cycle.
Oh,
okay?
not that.
I'm in
Okay,
cycles.
I'm
cycle.
sorry.
No, I was about to write it down.
Because
So.
we automatically shut off. And,
Yeah, but I mean, it's really interesting because everything that we do typically is in a cycle. And whether it be you're building a business or you're buying a house or you're in relationship, you have built-in cycles in how you handle things. And it was actually interesting because, and Brett was sharing a story with me earlier, but even around what we're just now talking about, there's a cycle in a way that you're automatically, it has been ingrained in you to believe a certain way. So when we sit at this table and even say, what do you think is going to happen in the future around money? Well, we all have built-in belief systems. What did our parents tell us? What did your community tell you about money? You know, the extra $300 a month on your mortgage, what is your thought process around money? Is it, well, I'm just going to go create that shit because I can. Or, I need to hold on to every dollar because that's been ingrained. Now, one of the things, especially for me, that's really important with working with entrepreneurs is the fact that we have to get down to what are your built-in cycles. Even for me recently, I was like, okay, I have to look at why I have a cycle with relationships, with like spousal relationships. What is that cycle and what's the underlying, what caused it, so that I can go and actually start recreating my
other
mindset.
than Shannon, you're choosing the wrong men. No shit. No shit.
Well,
Like,
yes.
you know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
why though?
right.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
though? But why? What's the underlying? I don't point my finger at other people.
Do you like a bad boy? Is that what it is?
Look at
No, I don't. I just don't.
Think about that, dude.
Do you want me to get into my cycle?
No.
But I find it interesting. So, Chris, you were in the Marines, and one of the things that you talked about before we got on was the fact that it is more mental with them.
Right.
So you went through the process, and obviously in a different way, because the end result is they want you to be able to go out and perform your duties, right? So what was that process? And you know, share what you want. But for you going through training and going through that mental, okay, I'm breaking down all this bullshit and then building back up. What was that like for you?
There's a lot of crying. No.
I'm like, that's
They don't allow that in the Marines.
That's okay.
I do believe you get your ass beaten there for that.
No, you lose all your identity. They actually don't even let you say I or me or anything. You have to say this recruit when you're in boot camp.
Really?
It's so
Really?
crazy that how it works because you don't get any kind of warning about how it's going to be. And they literally make you into kind of a robot so that if something was going on and you were out across the, overseas, then you had to jump in front of whoever or
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
do
They don't want you
whatever
thinking,
and
they
not
want
think
you
about it.
reacting.
Absolutely.
Naturally
Yeah.
reacting.
So
Yes.
how is that for you? Because now you go back into civilian life and there has to be somewhat of you breaking down, okay, so this is the cycles, the systems, the beliefs that I had in the military, but I'm not in that environment anymore. And so for you to go and then now be like this, like sweet guy over here that's selling real estate, and you're so calm and you're welcoming. So what did you do? What was that process like for you to come back and mentally get yourself back into this space?
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just trying to not lose who you are as a person underneath everything that you need to do. And it can take a lot of time sometimes. Some people don't do well in the transition, and they don't make it very far. But I think just keeping a positive mindset, having friends and family close and people that you can talk to, and don't keep things in. And I think, working through, it's a hard question to answer because not everybody reacts the same way, but I think that, the way you're brought up and those connections you have with people that are closest to you, it makes the most difference. Because if you don't have anybody that you can talk to or that can be a shoulder to cry on, then you're going to just lose yourself.
Yeah. Well, and I know for me, it's even too, we look at, okay, so who's surrounding you? Like, let's say I'm working with a client. Okay, here's your business. Here's where you want to go. Now we have to figure out why you're stuck.
Who's your support system?
Right? Who's surrounding you? Because sometimes those are the ones, that is the problem. Because who's surrounding you can be people that are building in the beliefs that you're taking on. And it's the way that they think, it's not in alignment with your goals, but because they're close to you, their mom, dad, sister, brother, kids, whomever, spouse, those are the people that you're allowing to hold you back. And so it's stepping back and actually looking at the underlying and breaking through that, because in business, you stay stuck. You're not going to go anywhere. Even like the idea of going and, you know what, in 5 years, I'm buying that $1 million house, right? Well, you're not going to do that in the state that you're in today. So what do you need to do, and how do you uncover that? And having a team, having a coach, consultant, those are so important in building your brand and building the type of, not just the vision, but the type of person that you get to be, and the belief systems you have to wake your ass up every day and to achieve it. But it came up this week, and I've had several different entrepreneurs and business owners that have talked about that, where they're looking at themselves, and the most successful people in the world, they look at themselves. What can I do to build myself every single day and be better? Because that's the only way I'm going to achieve my goals. So it's just been an interesting topic that's come up quite a bit this week. And you know what? The ones that I see, the business owners, the, employees, doesn't matter. The people that aren't willing to look at themselves and go, what's underlying and how do I grow through this and be better on the other side? Dude, it's funny watching their businesses. I'm like, oh, there's your cycle. You're staying
You stay stuck.
Stay stuck. Yeah. You stay stuck.
I mean, it's real simple.
Yeah.
Look at results. You either get them or you don't.
Is it easy? No, it sucks sometimes. Sometimes there are actual tears.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but it sucks. But you know what, though? On the other side, it's fucking 50,000 times better. Yeah. So why not just do it?
Like I was saying to you earlier, I'm like, all these things that people need to improve, like with their business or whatever, by getting a coach. These are things we've all know about in the back of our mind, right? We know these things. So you either become self-aware and take ownership of that. Because there's no shame in it, dude. We all have backgrounds. We all have our shit.
You're saying it without saying it. So all your dreams and goals are right on the outside of your comfort zone. So
absolutely.
You got to step out.
You know what's funny about the comfort zone? You know what? If you have dreams and goals and you're not there yet or achieving them, you're uncomfortable right now.
Yeah.
So this isn't even comfortable. It's not comfortable to
I would say if you want any kind of success in this world, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Get scared, man.
And you need to work with people who've been there and you have experience. Don't stay with somebody who's going to keep pulling you down. You got to have somebody to pull you up.
Yep.
You had something going on Thursday, so you had a networking thing. How'd that go?
Oh, what? No. It's coming up this
Thanks for bringing that up, Dan.
There you go.
I almost forgot to bring it up.
Yes.
Yeah. So
thanks for bringing it up, Dan.
So Thursday, you guys
aren't we cute?
You could see them back and forth. They're so cute. So this Thursday, we're running. My partner Nicole and I are running our Together event. We already have a pretty great crew coming
to get her event.
No, Together.
I know, but that's
I know to get her.
Lettering.
So it's men and women, entrepreneurs, business owners, entrepreneurs coming together. We do a 4-course dinner. Yes, it is per person. You pay ahead. We're doing it at Jing, and you have to RSVP and you have to make payment. And I also have to know who you are, what you do, what's your intention. And as long as all that works out, then you get to join us. So
we're there for business, not to.
But are you going to come?
When is it? Thursday?
Yeah. See, even Dan, it's Thursday, you guys.
How much?
Thursday. It's $100 per person. and it starts at 6 o'clock.
Dan, you want to be my date?
It's so much
I don't
fun.
know, man. I think $100 is just a little too steep for
Dan,
me.
will you
I
be
think
my date?
I
Yeah.
might, I might do $90. If you can lower it to 90.
So Dan's the type of date that takes her through McDonald's.
Yeah,
drive-thru.
McDonald's. He's like, no,
Big baller Dan.
I'm gonna upgrade a Jack in the Box today for you, sister.
Well, my thing is this, though. If we're going to go to
Keep on sweet
McDonald's,
talking, you'll get Jimmy John's.
I'll pay, right? Go to McDonald's. But we go to the restaurant, she's got to pay, right? Don't you think? I'm just saying.
I'd
I'm
say
just gonna be silent
I
right
can
now.
tell, you can tell you don't date anymore.
You know what though? Let's all be real though. I clearly am not the best anyway, so maybe that is the solution. I don't know.
I go Dutch, and
So
I just
don't ask us.
Hey, go Dutch. You just got to blink like Dutch.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
we're
What
good.
part of your cycle are you in?
Yeah, but we need to break down your cycle here, sir. There's a money mindset issue happening. Oh my gosh.
I don't know, but that's good information.
Yeah,
right.
looking
and
forward to
you guys look at cycles with Shannon. She's got something going on Thursdays. Also, so why would somebody seek you? I mean, a lot of people want to know. Like, look, you talk a lot about business and consulting and education, and a lot of it's coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, why would somebody really like reach out to you right today? Give me an example why somebody would do that.
Because you're looking to up-level your business and yourself. Because you're looking for outside perspective to help you strategize that. Also give you the coaching to support you in those breakthroughs and those cycles and those things coming up. And then within that, it's creating that next chapter vision. Well, what does that actually look like after we break through your own bullshit to actually see it? And then how do we execute? How do we market? How do we brand? So we're really in it in partnership in all aspects, because I don't believe that entrepreneurship or business ownership, that there's that white black that line of personal and business. No, this is a part of who we are that's embedded in us. And so there is a gray area, and it's just support throughout the process.
All right, guys, we're going to end the show. Thank you guys so much. Please subscribe to the channel. Get a hold of Shannon if you guys need business consulting or coaching. Also, Brett, he's a real estate agent with Simply Vegas. And Chris, you got any final words for us?
No, if I can plug, then next Saturday.
Plug it.
Plug it.
Plug it, man.
And peace be with you too.
Yes.
Plug it.
And
Plug it, Chris. What's going on next Saturday, Chris?
What's next Saturday?
Grand opening, Quinn Canyon. It's American West version of Pulte. We're down in the southwest area, Southern Highlands, Decatur, and Pyle.
And only the cool kids will be there.
All the cool kids. We're
So,
gonna
Brett, that leaves you
Bring
out.
your camera.
Yeah,
gonna
so
go.
I was basically I won't be there. But the rest of the cool kids.
All right, guys. So we're going to end the show here today. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, if you guys have any questions about anything, let us know. Comment in the comment section. Subscribe. Like the channel. I'm Dan French. And we'll see you guys at the next stream.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for watching the French Workbench Podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there, a lot of good information, and you can find us on audio